blocked, unblocked, then blocked. How to deal with this kind of situation correctly. Hi guys, my name is Christine Loveridge and I'm a dating, relationship and personal development coach. And today we're talking about blocked, then being unblocked, and then being blocked again, and basically how to deal with this kind of situation correctly. Before we get into this video, please do leave a like on it. Please do subscribe if you haven't done so already. And if you have any questions, if you have any tips yourself, or if you have any stories yourself, then please do leave them down in the comments. Thank you so much. So the first point that I want to get into when it comes to being blocked, unblocked, and blocked again is to stop trying to guess what it means. And the reason why you don't want to guess what their actions are, why they're doing this, is because everyone is different. There could be a numerous amount of reasons as to why they are doing this. They might be doing it because they're still interested in you. They might be doing it just to get a reaction out of you. They might be doing it to simply just keep on checking your profile because they're just nosy. There could be plenty of reasons as to why they are doing it, and everyone is going to be different. And obviously, I'm not a mind reader and you're not a mind reader, so we shouldn't try to get into the field of mind reading over this kind of situation because you just don't know. And even if you asked the person who is blocking you and unblocking you and blocking you again, they might not tell you the truth anyway. So it's best to not try and guess what it means and to stop questioning it. So that leads me into my next point, and that is to just simply let them get on with it. If they're going to keep on blocking you and unblocking you, and it seems like they're doing this a lot, just let them get on with it. Because if, let's say, they are hoping to get a reaction out of you, then obviously if you don't react, then you're not going to give them what they want. And if they can see that you're not giving them what they want, as in like you messaging them or you reacting in some other kind of way, then what will happen is time will eventually reveal the reasons why they are doing it. Now, I'm not saying this will definitely happen, but let's say they still like you, they still are invested in you, they still love you, and they are emotionally attached to you in some way, and they're not over it. If they're not over it and they still like you, eventually they will reach out to you. Eventually they will try to get into contact with you in some kind of way. And if they don't, and they're just doing this for, let's say, narcissistic reasons, like let's say for an ego boost, so that means that the reason why they're doing it is to get a reaction out of you, and they're doing it hoping that you'll message them. If they're doing it solely for that reason, then eventually they will just give up and not do it anymore when they've come to realize that you are not going to give them what they want, which is attention. So if you don't do anything, time will eventually reveal while they have done it. So if you'd never hear from them again, then perhaps they was just doing it for an ego boost, or perhaps they were doing it just to be nosy. But who knows, right? Again, don't try to guess what it means. And if they care about you, then eventually they will reach out to you and get into contact with you because they still care about you. So you're in the best position possible right now because you don't actually have to do anything. You can be completely lazy about the situation. You can just sit back, relax, and let time reveal all. So the next step is to move on from the situation, because if you are always looking at your phone, wondering what they're doing, you get your heart sort of starts to beat really fast when you see that they've unblocked you, and then you feel really down when they've blocked you again, then obviously you need to find a way to move on from this situation. You need to have some time away from your phone or something like that so you can heal over it and get over it. Because if you are always on your phone trying to see what they're doing on social media today, because it probably changes every day if they keep on blocking you and unblocking you, then you're going to become too invested in the situation and what is happening. And you don't want to become too invested because, especially in something so small like this, because it is small and it's very petty what they're doing, and it's very unimportant in the grand scheme of things. So don't focus on these petty little things and try and move on from the situation. So if you're someone that doesn't want this person back, so let's say this is your ex, if you don't want them in your life, and you're just, let's say, really annoyed at the fact that they keep on blocking you and unblocking you and doing all this really strange petty things, then if they're doing that kind of stuff, then my recommendation for you, especially if it's annoying you, is to just fully block them yourself. Don't have any contact with them. Remove them from your social media, because there's no point you getting worked up and angry about it. And if it's doing a lot for your peace of mind, then I suggest that and it's doing so in a destructive way, and it's making you feel horrible, or it's just making you angry and annoyed, then for the sake of your peace of mind, remove them. Okay, so what if this is someone that you do want back and you're hoping to get back with this person? Well, there are two things that you need to consider first. Usually I say to people to not reach out to their ex if their ex is blocking and unblocking them. However, there is an exception when you must contact your ex. And that only option, that only reason to do it, is when it was actually your fault and you're to blame and you owe this person an apology. And if you owe this person an apology, then if you haven't already apologized to them, you need to do that, okay? Because if you want them back, they're not going to want you back unless you're sorry for what you did, okay? But if this wasn't your fault and they broke up with you, they're the one that needs to apologize to you or something like that, then you don't have to do anything. You should not do anything. And the reason you shouldn't do anything is because if you reach out to them and they are the one that needs to apologize to you and come to you, then you are enabling their bad behavior. So you don't personally need to do anything. So my last tip, and the last point I'm going to make, is to focus on your dreams and your goals and developing yourself, becoming the best version of yourself. And there's a couple of reasons. Well, actually, there's a million reasons why this is important, but I'll give you the main ones. And the first one is that ambition, and when someone is working towards something that they're really passionate about, is a really attractive trait. So especially if you're trying to re-attract this person, or you're trying to just find a love relationship in general and you're not too focused on the ex, but you just want to become someone that other people find attractive, then become ambitious. Work towards the things that you really do want in life. So, this could be having a business on the side. It could be going back to university and getting a degree, or going to university and getting a degree if you are young. How would you ideally like to be living? What do you want your work life to be? What would you like your personal home life to be like? Once you get clear on those things, you then have a goal. You have something to aim for. And if you are working towards that aim, you're going to be much more happier, much more fulfilled, even if you are working towards it, because some people think like, oh, I'll be happy when I get the house. I'll be happy when I get the girl, the marriage, the husband, right? But you need to be happy along that journey. And when you are actually working on your personal development, your growth as a human being, the journey really is the most important part and the most fulfilling part. Because once you see things are working and you're hitting those targets, you're hitting those goals, you're getting somewhere, you're making progress, you do feel better about yourself, and it does wonders for your self-image. And because you're focused on yourself, you're focused on the things that you really enjoy, you're focusing on your passions and creating that better life for yourself, you're then not so focused on what's happening on social media, you're not so focused on what your ex is up to, you're not so focused on even if someone has messaged you back or not, and things like that. So it really creates a better mental space for you to be working on other things, not just your love life. And also, other people will find that attractive. You'll attract better friends. You'll attract better romantic prospects. You will re-attract exes of the past, once they start to see that you are someone who actually has something going on, with themselves. You have other things in your life that you're really passionate about, and that is really, really attractive. So start figuring out what those things are for you, aim towards it, start making a plan to work towards it and to get better every single day, and start trying to aim and get that life and that work life that you truly desire. Another reason why this is good is you suddenly become more invested in yourself. You become more invested in your own life. And basically what this does is it makes you more attractive. And the reason why this in particular makes you more attractive, when you become more invested in what you are doing and your ambitions and your goals and your dreams, is because you become less invested in those really petty relationships like this one, where someone's blocking you, unblocking you, doing all these silly things, and you are invested in their activity and what they're doing. But if you become less invested in that and less invested in them, that's the best position for you to be in order to re-attract them if that's what you want. And that's how attraction works. If one person is more invested in the other than the other is in them, then there's going to be like a power struggle. So if you are more invested in this person that is blocking, unblocking, blocking you again than they are in you, then they're not going to be as attracted to you as you are, obviously, because you are more attracted to them. You want something to happen with them, and therefore you are too invested. So investment should be mutual, right? That person should be as mutually invested in you as you are in them. If it becomes one-sided, then the attraction will just dissipate, right? Especially when being overly invested suddenly turns into neediness and insecurity. Because if you want this person back, the fact is, if they wanted to be with you, if they wanted to be in a relationship with you, then they would be contacting you. They would be trying to make it work. If they're not doing that, if they don't want to hang out with you, if they don't want to see you, if they're not interested, you need to move on. If you would like coaching with me, then please go to www.christineloveridge.com/shop. On there is also a free PDF download that you can get, which is basically a dating manual. So if you are interested in that, then please go and get that. And if you have any feedback, then please do let me know and I will make the alterations so I can make it the best product possible for anyone that wants it. Thank you so much for watching, and I shall talk to you again very soon. Goodbye, guys.